Ooh, awesome. Um, sorry,
Hey.
guys. We're too busy talking to each other behind the scenes. Aloha, guys. Welcome back to my channel, Mermaid Nina here. Thanks again to another live show where we're going to help you plan your trips while also talking about kind of the new stuff that's been going on. Disney has recently announced quite a bit of stuff. So we're here to talk about that. But
I think they released all of the news in January for the entire year, but it was literally just January. There was a ton of changes.
Yeah, Disney's just going with the flow here. But Nick, a little birdie told me something. I don't know if it's true. Did you get 1,000 subscribers?
I did. I have hit the milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So,
congratulations!
For those of you who don't know, that is a huge thing in the YouTube community. It's very difficult for us small YouTubers to grow. You have plenty of huge channels out there, so it's a big thing for us. So yes, so thank you to everyone that has subscribed, and if you haven't, please do so. To all of us.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry, now I'm going through all these comments here. Everyone's excited for Nick. All good things, all good things. I got my 1,000 subscribers actually on the show several months ago, and I wasn't even watching. Nick was apparently watching for me.
I was hitting refresh constantly for you. So.
And so he tells me live on the show that it happened to me, and I was like, wait, what?
What
happened?
What?
Mine happened at about 11 p.m. last night. My phone kind of went next to me and let me know. So
that's pretty exciting. But Bridget and I have a question for you. Bridget, do you want to ask him?
So how's your shop in Disney Springs?
My shop in Disney Springs.
Don't you like make chicken?
Yeah.
There's a Nick's chicken? Or is there a Houdat chicken?
No, I think it's Guy's chicken.
Oh, Guy's chicken.
You know that little image that you used at the on the thumbnail that you sent over?
Oh,
let me show everyone what we're talking about.
Okay.
Pull up the inspiration.
It is a little blonde, and I guess it does look a little bit like Guy Fiero, as I call him. So
we decided to do Funko Pop yourself, which is something you can do online, and that is the thumbnail. So Bridget and I had a thumbnail that was up for, a pop was up for a while. Nick took a while to do his, and he finally sent it to me today. Here it is.
Which kind of looks like me. I mean,
it does, yeah.
The first thing Bridget and I thought of was Guy Fieri.
Guy Fiero. Kind of like, I call him Guy Fiero. I always have. It's my joke.
This photo is literally what popped in my head, and I was like, oh, Nick,
It's even like a dark shirt with a circle.
Circle, yeah.
The whole thing. So if we start calling you Guy, I mean, I guess that's
Hey, I'm just holding out on my chicken empire.
Oh my gosh. Charlie, we decided to try. Oh, what, Bridget?
I said he could look like worse people.
Yeah, could be.
I'm not saying it's a bad looking pop. It's extremely adorable. It's just the first thing that popped. It's a pop that popped in my head,
No pun intended.
Yeah, Charlie, we decided to try this once a month because Nick and I have been getting increasingly busy with life in general and work and whatnot, and we didn't want to give up on the lives because we love doing them so much. So we're going to try it out at once a month for now. And if things change, then we will adjust and go back to once a week. But for now, yeah, we're once a month. So,
but welcome back, Charlie. You haven't been here.
Welcome back, Charlie. So guys, first subject until someone needs us to help plan their trip. You guys have both been in January.
Yes.
And I want to hear about that, especially about International Festival of the Arts. And I want to talk about Ratatouille.
Yeah, yes.
So who wants to go first? First of all, how was How is the food in the festival different compared to, say, the food at Food and Wine? Like, is there a big difference?
Now they did change around all of the they changed around all the booths. They have new food and new offerings in every one of the areas of it.
And
And new booths. Like the Hawaii booth is gone. That I'm trying to remember what that is now.
Is it less booths, or are they just different?
They're just different.
Yeah, they're different.
Most of the booth. No, I say that Food and Wine did ramp up at one point, and they had extra booths. Some of those extra booths are gone.
Yeah.
But your standard amount of booths are still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say some of the offerings blew me away.
Oh, you too, Bridget?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the head shake. My wife that we ran to, and actually I've got my videos coming out on our travel day and whatnot on this next Monday. But we had like 2 hours to get to Epcot, so we went and just ate at Epcot. And as weird as it sounds, the lobster poutine.
Yes.
Was
Bridget liked it too.
fantastic. I was blown away how good it was. And
Yeah.
I'm not, I know this sounds weird, but I'm not a giant lobster person. I like it.
What about this, though? I keep hearing about what Mike said.
The brie bowl, I did not have it. But it looks like Bridget did. So.
Yeah, Bridget has a video about it.
It is my favorite food.
Yeah, we tried some other
eating
ones.
Around the festival yard.
Yes. I always love doing those. We tried some other things that we hadn't tried before. Like the in France, the ice cream. I'm going to call it an ice cream sandwich because it's literally ice cream in the brioche bun.
Oh, the croqued
yes,
whatever.
Yeah. They take a brioche bun, so a normal like hamburger bun type thing. They cut it open, and then they put it in a little press that seals it back up with whatever ice cream you want, and that's in the France Pavilion. It was actually pretty good.
Wow.
So we did a lot of that, trying that kind of stuff. But like the lobster poutine, we had the ratatouille inside the pavilion there. It was good. It did not make me do the same thing as in Ratatouille, where my childhood flashed back to me and everything else. But it was good.
Feel like everyone keeps saying that. I keep getting reviews of, I had the Ratatouille. It was
Was yours hot, Nick?
No. Mine was in the... Yeah, mine, we had ours in, I want to say it was probably 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. And it was lukewarm. Now I'll admit it, I've never had ratatouille until that point. So I don't know if that was the way it's supposed to be or not. And to me,
it's supposed to be like in the movie, very steamy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to me, the squash and whatnot was slightly undercooked. For my liking, at least, it was almost still crunchy. And I would expect it to be more al dente, I'll say.
Me either, Charlie. I don't eat in French either. Or French. I don't eat in France either. I think it's all the cheese because I'm allergic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm vegan. I'm proud of it. I don't eat the cheese. It's okay. But I'm curious. What, Bridget?
I was going to say, I didn't get the ratatouille, actually, even though I was so excited about it, because every single report I saw on it was like, it was cold. It was only lukewarm. It was just okay. And I was like, well, I'm not going to spend my money on that. Even though
expensive.
Honestly, the ratatouille wasn't bad. I think it was like $7, which is maybe that one was $5. I don't remember. The one I I really liked a couple different ones there. No, not in there, but in the Morocco pavilion, they had the lamb. Bridget, have you had that?
I didn't. I've heard good things about it.
My
Really
husband
good.
had that in December, assuming it's the same recipe. He loved it.
Yeah, if it's in Morocco, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And the what was it?
They used to bring them out on a little trolley.
They haven't done that at Chefs de France in a while.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about next is because I know they're prepping for Ratatouille, and I do want to guess when we think that's actually going to happen. But they did open up the doors a little bit. So what all is back there? Like, what is different?
It looks like a street. Little Man, actually, we had him dressed as his. For those of you who haven't seen, I have a couple pictures as thumbnails of Little Man dressed as Little Chef in a chef's costume with Remy on his shoulder. So we had him dressed, and he was running around the new Ratatouille area. Basically, it's the street, and it's of course themed amazingly well. They still, when I was there, at least, I don't know, Bridget, I'm assuming it's still this way. They had the actual area of the ride and also the creperie. They had that walled off, but you could go back to the new bathrooms, which I did not go into, but the wife did and said they were very, very nice. And they've got a nice little area for stroller parking. I'm not sure it's going to be enough stroller parking.
Area. I mean, strollers are large, but
yeah, I would say strollers are large. You're probably, I'm going to guess 50 or 75 strollers can go in there. I'm just, ballparking. But
maybe
I think
it's COVID strollers.
Well, no one unfortunately does COVID strollers. They're all next to each other. I'm thinking with that type of ride, you're gonna need more. Just my personal opinion. I think Mickey and
Minnie going to line that street with them.
That may be because there was really nothing else on the street.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing else really back there at the moment except
you can see the sign.
Yeah, if you back into the stroller area, you can see the sign. Great.
Because I saw the sign in December, but they didn't push the wall back yet, so I wasn't able to go all the way back there.
Yeah, and then you can see like where the creperie is going to be.
Yep.
Well,
is that
you can see the one wall of the creperie is exposed, and then the main entrance, we'll say, and the main sign is behind that wall.
And they don't have a date for the creperie, right? There was nothing on there. Like
I'm assuming it's going to be the same day as when Ratatouille actually opens.
That's not going to help with traffic.
No.
Nope.
Same day opening. Were you guys there? I don't know, because Bridget's local. But they did see what I thought was interesting is they put out a bunch of merchandise for Ratatouille, but yet they didn't open up the ride. So Nick, were you already home when the merchandise?
We were already home. That came out last week. We were already home because we probably would have got some of it.
How about you, Bridget? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I was there yesterday. So they have the Ratatouille ears.
Oh, they still had the ears? Because I heard they'd sold out.
Yeah, they're in stock. They had a lot of them. They have a dress shop one that has both Remy and what's his brother's name?
Is it Louis? No.
I don't remember.
It has Remy and his brother on it, and then it looks like a tiled. It's hard to see on my phone. I apologize. It's a dress shop dress, and it's got tiled floor on it, and then it's got a chef's coat that says "chef" with Remy on it. And then there's like some phone cases and some magnets.
Yeah. Charlie, nobody knows. Okay, guys. So what do we think?
There's probably 3 people at Disney that know. And they're way in the pay grade.
We're gonna do a guest-a-thon over here. When do you think Remy's gonna open, guys? Nick.
Oh.
February, March, April, May, June, July.
See, I want to say April. However, I feel that if they're opening it at spring break time, bad idea. Although,
wait a minute, Mike, you don't think it's going to open till Food and Wine?
well, Food and Wine, when is
November? July.
Is that
It's
July?
July, August, yeah.
No, sooner. Come on,
I
guys,
don't
yeah.
know. I think Mike might have a point though.
No.
I think it's going to open between, I think, the end of February, and I have a reason.
Okay, Bridget, what's your reason?
They just unblocked cast members from Hollywood Studios, and my assumption is they're going to block them soon for Epcot.
Oh, so you can go
Because
here, but not there.
And I assume they unblock them because they're going to block them soon at Epcot. That way they're not blocked out of half of the parks.
True. Mike
That
is saying
could be.
because it's food. I mean, that does kind of make sense. But at the same time, why come out with a ratatouille dish unless you're testing it?
Well, yeah, and that
And
was
not
I am surprised they didn't, or it hasn't been
Right,
open
Charlie.
during this time of year or
I mean,
during this festival
Yeah.
because of the ratatouille.
The
Yeah.
only thing I could think of that might delay them in opening it would be hiring people to run the attraction.
Does that mean they can't bring back the college program at this point? So it would have to be local cast.
Yeah,
It does.
they
Yeah.
can't really bring back the college program right now
I
anyway.
mean, they can't really bring back international cast, I guess is what I mean, because they sent them all
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
My guess is early March. I'm going with spring break. I'm going with right for the change of flower and garden.
Yeah, I'm just
They always do a big ratatouille
That's
topiary.
true, Mike. They can't even
yeah,
travel.
they always do. Yeah, they do a huge topiary for Remy, or they did last year at least.
Yeah. No, they would
Which
be smart.
I thought it was in honor of the attraction opening.
Well, it was supposed to be.
Tron, probably not, Charlie. But what do you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy? I think that got pushed as well.
That got pushed as well. Tron and Guardians both got pushed. Now the ride vehicles did make it here, but I think construction is
What ride vehicles? Are you talking Tron or Galaxy?
Galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of that, I want to talk about a few things. What did Mike say here? Oh, you think the end of this year, not 2022?
I thought Guardians would open in collaboration with Epcot's 40th.
New unveiling.
Oh, well, I was thinking with Epcot's 40th.
Oh, that's a good thing to discuss too. What on earth they're going to do for the 50th? But we'll save that for a different time.
That one's oof.
With all the changes that keep happening, as Nick said, they put out a bunch of stuff in January. There's a bunch of things at Magic Kingdom right now that are getting refurbed that are going to be down. I'm actually astonished, and they keep adding more to the list. I looked at it today. Swiss Family Robinson.
Yep.
Teacups.
Yep.
Tron is not going to open. People Mover still down. There was one more. What was the other one?
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise.
We're going to talk about this. Is Jungle Cruise currently not even open right now, or is it just going to be not open?
I think it's going to be not open.
Does it have a date? Yes, that's what it was. Thank you, Mike. Teacups.
Yeah, the teacups.
That's what it was. Oh, you're not going back to. Oh, okay. I hope Disneyland opens for you, Charlie. I know that's where you want to go.
Me too.
Yeah, everyone. Okay, so it's Teacups, which is only down for like a week or so, right? And then Swiss Family. And then what else did I say? People Mover's already down.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Okay, so let's talk Jungle Cruise. They didn't give a date, did they?
No, that's kind of.
Is this like Splash Mountain all over again?
Yes,
Like,
that's actually what I was just going to bring up. It sounds like it's a Splash Mountain type thing. No, and people have been complaining for years about certain aspects of the ride being not
Culturally acceptable.
Yes, culturally acceptable of today's heightened awareness, I'll say.
Okay, so without getting too far down a rabbit hole here, other than the cultural change that needs to happen, do we think they're going to do something like modernize any of the animatronics?
God, I hope so.
Because I was on that in December. We rode it several times. I mean, we ride it every Magic Kingdom day, if not once, twice. And I remember going through it thinking, some of these hippos and the elephants and the things, they just seem kind of old with all the new technology about. Not that I'm wanting to like re-gut a favorite ride, but I just wonder if they're going to add some new technology to some of the existing pieces outside of the cultural change.
Yeah. To me, some of the animatronics, because we rode it for Jingle Cruise back when we were on a vacation there in early December, and I noticed that some of the animals, like Nina was saying, were very like, I don't know the word to describe it, but very like you could tell that they were older animatronics just on the way they moved.
Right. It's not old. It's a classic. I'm like a classic.
It is an opening. That was an opening day attraction, if I remember right.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. We don't know. We don't know when. We don't know for how long. We don't know exactly what they're doing. They just kind of hinted at the why, right? They gave a few sketches, but we don't really have anything concrete, right?
No.
Or do we?
No,
nothing concrete has really come out. It's
Right.
mainly just those sketches. And for those of you who may not, be aware of it, they sketched the totem pole with different people climbing the totem pole with the rhino. So they're still keeping that gag, but they're just updating the people that are on the totem pole. They also had a sketch of a crashed Jungle Cruise boat being attacked by monkeys. I have a feeling Trader Max, is it?
Sam?
Trader Sam, thank you. I think Trader Sam's gone. Yeah, that half off.
Two heads for the price of one.
2 heads for the price of one. I think he's going to be gone. Just
okay. So this is the thing. Without getting too, how far are they going to go with this? Are they going to change it so it's just animals on the Jungle Cruise and not the so-called natives?
I think so.
Well, my question is, if they take out the Trader Sam's in the Jungle Cruise, are they going to change the bar at the Polynesian to not be Trader Sam?
So much kind of.
There's definitely trickle down issues, that you have, and
because just changing the people that are going up the totem pole, is that really the end of the story, or are they going to go through every piece and change the natives as well?
That's the thing. Is only
so many comments here. I got to keep up. They're going to add the 2 retired jungle boats. Yes, but I thought those were just going to be show pieces, not actual boats we're going to go in, right?
Yeah, I think those are going to be show pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know the jokes will. Yeah, the jokes are still happening. But they're going to modernize the jokes, or at least make them a little less. I mean, they're going to have to change them. If they change the actual ride, they're going to have to change the jokes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right? Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Not totally closed. We are staying there. I actually, Mike, if you haven't seen it, I did a video of what the Polynesian looks like right now. So,
which has changed.
Which has already changed, because I went through on the monorail while they were destroying the monorail
Wow.
Oh, the
stop.
front looks awful. Well, they don't even drop people off at the front. They drop them off at a different longhouse. So there's no
Well,
reason.
they can't drop them off on the monorail anymore.
Well, that's been like that for a while.
No, it's gone.
No,
No,
it's
I
gone.
get that it's gone, but I'm saying
Gone.
if you were
Like-
vacationing there, there's no reason for you to go out front.
For a while, but you actually like couldn't. There's no place to even think about trying to get on the monorail. No.
Yeah,
Right.
when
I
we
know.
were there, they took off all of the boards that you would walk on, and then took off the rest of it. I have heard rumors. I have not heard anything official that Carousel of Progress might be. I've heard it's rumored.
Of course, I just
rumored.
put up a video that's coming out Friday where I mentioned how the last scene needs a little modernization.
It does.
The creepy thing is they're correct on all of it.
Yeah.
The controlling, I can control the lights with my voice, and I can control I can't do my stove just because I haven't upgraded it yet. You can do a stove. You can, virtual reality.
We were joking about it. I was just going to say, oh, sorry about that, Nick. I was saying we were joking because we're like, he predicted the first Amazon Echo. I had to be weary how I put it.
The Google Home and the Amazon Echo, absolutely. It's
Thank you,
amazing.
Stephanie.
Yes.
This
I
one
was-
is another one. I knew there
was
were more.
at the very last show of the 45.
I don't remember last time I saw Hall of Presidents.
The very
I
last
wouldn't
show.
go in for the past 4 years. I wouldn't go in for the last 4 years.
I go no matter who is president. It's just I enjoy the show, actually.
Oh no, so does my husband. He loves it. He takes the kids and I just sit on the rocking chair with a Dole Whip and wait.
Fair enough. Now, but I like the trivia of the seal. Did you know that that's the only seal that is allowed outside of the White House? There's 2 seals, one for the White House and one there.
I didn't know that.
I did know that about the seal, actually. I saw the Muppets in December, Mike. I actually filmed it. It's in one of my videos.
Yep, they were there in December, but I think I did not see them in January. They weren't doing.
Yes, Charlie. They add every single president will be in that show.
Yeah, the cavalcades were back to pre holidays. So
Okay,
most of the cavalcades, so if you saw them in like the July, August, September area, they're those same cavalcades. The Dapper Dans were out a lot more though. For at least the trip that I was on, I saw them a bunch. But then again, I was hanging out in the areas that they would be at because to talk about one closure was the Sorcerers.
Oh, right.
We were
one.
there. We were there the last week that the Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom was there. And I do actually have to admit, I'm sorry I didn't do that earlier. The cavalcades are absolutely hands down. And actually, I got to talk to a person that was in entertainment. Little Man was having a little bit of a meltdown, and she was a manager of entertainment. And she came out and she's like, "Is there anything I can do?" And so we sat and chatted because all of a sudden he calmed down. And we were talking about the cavalcades being fantastic, that they are far better than waiting an hour in line for a parade.
Yeah.
I truly hope that if and when things go back to normal, I hope the cavalcades stay. I really do. But yeah, going back to the Sorcerers, We were there the last week that it was open. Actually, we left the day before it closed down, and I really wish I would have done it earlier. Like I'd always heard about it, but I never did it. And we were waiting to kind of like have little man go through it with us, and
you ran out of time.
Yeah, basically. So we actually did most of it actually in like we were there 3 or 4 days actually. And we did I think over half of them. I think we had like three villains left to beat, and we just with little man have limited time. So I'm sad it's gone. I definitely will miss it. I've heard they have closed the firehouse, but they are still accepting the patches of different firefighters can still give them to the city hall, and they will be still collecting them. So that is still a thing to do.
Here's my thing. If they close Sorcerers, do we think they're going to replace it with something? Because to close down also the firehouse, could they then be coming up with something else in there?
My question is, what was in the firehouse before Sorcerers?
Very good question. I don't know, but very good question.
Did they store a truck in there?
I don't know.
I'm getting Muppet vibes from it, but I know it's not right.
No, I want to say it was an actual fire truck that used to go around and the characters would be on it. Yeah, see, here's my thought, and people can call me crazy, but Disney is trying to encourage everyone to be on their app, right? The app is supposed to do everything. Eventually, it's going to replace Magic Band, supposedly. Maybe you'll go into the firehouse to kind of jumpstart the Play app to come up with a different type of game that replaces touching and physically holding a card, which I get people loved because you got to collect them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have several cards, and that was the huge thing. Like, oh, I already have Kanga. Who do you have? Let's swap,
And I saw people still trading them, actually.
Yeah. And they probably will continue. It's like pin trading. People want, the full set.
Oh, yeah.
But we're trying to, not be so touchy.
That, yeah.
But also, they weren't making any money off of it, really. And
no. My wife and I had this discussion as well. Those cards were free. However, the amount of people that I saw with the actual binders for the sorcerers, I saw a guy have a key. When I say guy, I'm talking about a probably 7-year-old boy with a key that was probably 4 foot long, that he would stand on the little circle and could actually put the puck to the keyhole of it. And I mean, his parents were extremely into it to do all of that.
I can say they never sold that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They never didn't sell that one, but all of them and whatnot, they did at least sell. So,
yeah, I just, to be honest, the whole Disney didn't make money off it thing is something I don't necessarily always get, because you pay for your park ticket, so everything inside is free. We're not really making money off it because I paid for my park ticket. So just like the celebration buttons, they're not making any money off those either, but we still get them. So for me, whatever, I paid oodles of money to go into this theme park. So I don't know if not getting paid for it really is the thing. I just wondering if again, we're just progressing, we're moving on, we're going to become more electronic. Because I'm wondering if they're even going to change those windows, or if they're going to somehow make the Play app work. They also, I agree with that too. I know so many people who were like, I didn't know it was there. What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different games and that type of thing in the parks that are not well advertised. That being one of them. There's Kid Cot. Isn't there a Pirates one too?
Pirates Lair. I don't know if that's Pirates League. No, that's the makeover. It's Pirates Lair, isn't it?
No, it's Pirates League, I think.
Is it Pirates League? Because there's one thing that's Pirates, that's the makeover, right? So it's the
Yeah.
Disney
Pirates Adventure.
Pirates Adventure, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've done it. It just was kind of like, really?
It was good for a busy day because if you played enough, they used to give you fast passes for Pirates.
And normally it would take you like 45 minutes to play the game. So if you had a 45-minute wait, you could basically wait in line by doing the game and then get a fast pass. So
I know I did something, it was a travel agent thing, and a cast member ran us through it. And I remember thinking the whole time, I'm going to be honest, the Sorcerer thing, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that we're so busy trying to get to the next ride and do the next thing that we just never took the time to do that. So I feel like if we were local maybe, and it was like, hey, you know, after school for the afternoon, let's go, you know, check out a few windows. That's different than a family vacation where I only have so much time to accomplish so many things.
And unless your child or you, if it, you know, if you don't have children, unless you were really into it, yeah, I can see, because we spent the better part of 4 hours one day doing, you know, the entire land, 4 or 5 of them. And
it can take a while to do.
Oh, absolutely. And at that point, there were lines because everybody wanted to do it because they were only open last week. So, I mean, we had a ton of fun doing it, but I don't think the lines would have been there because, I mean, sometimes there were 4 or 5 deep to do each individual mirror. Yeah. So,
to me, it's kind of like Universal's, you know, the interactive wands that you can do. I think if Universal was like, hey, we're not doing that anymore, then of course there would be a lineup of people. But at least at Universal, I will often see a couple of kids or wand people, Potter fans, in line to do that. I just never really saw people. What? Would you say, Bridget?
Witches and wizards.
I'm sorry, witches and
wizards.
So Potter people is not politically correct? Is that what you're saying?
Potter people. I'm sorry for making that comment about Potter people. But at Universal, sometimes you will see 1 or 2 people waiting in line for a window or the interactive well or the water feature or whatever. I've never really seen a lineup for Sorcerers, except for obviously when they announced it's closing.
Well, and that's the thing. I never saw lines. I saw people doing it, but I never saw the lines until that last week.
Right. And it wasn't enough for you to be like, hey, what are they doing?
Oh, exactly. Well, I knew what they were doing. It was just, I've always been in that mindset of, I got to do the rides. I got to do the rides. I got to do the rides. And I've never taken the time until, you know, being a pass holder now, and I'm down there more often. Now I'm to the point of, you know, if I miss a ride, it's not a big deal. I want to do some of these other things that are available. And some of it just blows my mind on how wonderful it really is. Right. No, I get it. If you're a once in a lifetime, you know, this is my only trip I'm going to go, you probably don't want to do it. Because as I said, I got through, there was 9 villains. I beat 4 of them in an afternoon or in a morning. But in that same morning, I probably could have done, you know, 4 or 5 rides that if I've never been there before, I would really want to do. So, you know, it's that for those of us who go a ton, it's kind of fun. It was kind of cool. I just wish I would have done it earlier. So
for me, I'm still like, I'm not in that regret phase at all. I'm still like, nope, I prefer the rides. What about Bridget? You're local. How much time have you actually spent? Do you?
So I do. Kind of. I haven't been back to Magic Kingdom since they took it away. But what we used to do when my cousin would come to town in the summer, she's much younger than me, but my mom and her grandma would hold a spot on Main Street for the parade. And while we waited for the parade, we would run around Main Street and do it and then come back. So it was a good way of killing time with someone who didn't just want to sit there. but you didn't have time to like go do a ride. It was a good like mediated like activity that you didn't have to travel super far, like up and down Main Street, but not an insane, didn't take a lot of time, but it was still entertaining for, like
I could totally see that. We have a question. Charlie, what are you talking about? You're not talking about Sorcerers because they closed it. Are you talking about Kids Cot? What exactly did you want to know where they're located, Charlie? I never thought to do that, Bridget, actually. All those times where I just sat at the curb, I totally could have sent my daughter to go get a card and go do Sorcerers. I never even thought to do that.
Yep. It was something that like my mom and my aunt didn't want to run up and down Main Street. So I was like, you guys, we did it with Pirates League or Pirates Adventure also. You guys hang out here. We're going to go do this. We'll be back.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, hey, honey, I need to go shop at the Emporium. While I do that, go knock out a few windows. Never even thought. Oh, he says, never mind. Wonder if they're thinking the Disney Play app would be. See, that's what I'm thinking, actually. I'm thinking they're going to integrate the Play app because we're being all like cell phone app friendly.
And I agree with that. But at the same time, how big is the Play app, though?
I don't do it, but I'm not that person.
I don't do it. And I see in line, I see maybe one or two a trip doing it. I really don't see it being used. The Play app, obviously. Yeah. No,
they were
MDE, however, yes. But I think they have to combine MDE and the Play app together and make it one for them to actually really do well. Sorry, I talk with my hands.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think they have to make it one because, to be honest, I never opened the Play app. I don't.
I don't even know if I have it downloaded.
I tried it once and then it made me pay for or download iTunes or something. And I forget because I don't have an iPhone, I have an Android. Long story short, I lost interest. I don't care.
Well, and that's the thing is I know that when they opened up Galaxy's Edge, they had translate, and that was the only time I ever used it. I would translate was it Arabesh? Yeah. I would translate that, and that was kind of cool to see. I did it once.
My kids tried to do it, and they found it extremely frustrating. I had one kid actually cry trying to get it done, and I was like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But I find that with technology, right? Technology is really, really great when it works, but when it doesn't work and you get someone's hopes up, it can be frustrating, which brings me back to Sorcerers. The nice thing about the card is it kind of usually always worked.
We had some issues. Say again?
Except for not always. The amount of times I've gone to windows that wouldn't work was really frustrating. And by that point, I would just give up and be done for the day.
Well, I'd have the window work, but I'd keep doing this.
I couldn't even get the window to turn on.
Oh, see, every window turned on, but we were just flipping cards, and it was like nothing would happen. So it's like, come on. And then I realized, like, if you have to stay really still with it, then it will work. But, when people were holding an entire binder, I'm like, how do you actually, like...
you can use multiple ones at a time. That's why.
You can use 5
together.
But it's like, okay, does that only have 5 cards in the binder that you're showing at a time? They
probably arranged the binder perfectly for certain windows, so they know exactly.
I'm guessing, yeah, but
on the Disney cruise ships, on 2 of them, they have an interactive game with Muppets, and it reminds me a lot of Sorcerers because you do have to hold the card. Hold it real still and it scans it and then it tells you. It's an adventure mystery game that sends you all over the ship to look for clues so you can solve the puzzle.
I would so dig that.
What?
I would so dig that.
Oh, we love it. And you get to know the ship and then it's a fun game and the kids are running up and down the stairs and and after having too much sugar, I'm like, go play the mystery game. Then they're ready for night-night. But I can see them doing two things. I can see them just updating it. So like you're not so frustrated when windows don't work. And then I see them just streamlining with the Play app. But hopefully if they do, they make the Play app make more sense because there's too many times where it didn't work for us.
Do you guys remember? I don't know what it is now, but I know it as the Kim Possible game at Epcot.
Oh, they changed it.
Is it on the app now?
No, they changed. Kim Possible changed to.
I know it changed. Whatever the newest version of it, Perry the Platypus, or
Yeah, and then they changed it. They were going to do it for Ducktales. They made this huge announcement. They were going to change it to Ducktales, and then nothing happened. I think they should do a scavenger hunt. And, you know what? I agree with you. I think they totally should do a little hidden secret treasure island kind of thing on the island there. Yeah, it was Phineas and Ferb. It went from Kim Possible to Phineas and Ferb, and then they came out and said they were going to do DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Huge announcement. And then all these vloggers went to go do Phineas and Ferb for the last time, and then DuckTales never.
When did they make that announcement? Do we remember?
Oh, a couple years ago.
Apparently it's supposed to open this year.
The DuckTales?
Mm-hmm.
According to you say it, I want to say woo.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things. You have to use your phone. It has to be charged. You have to be connected.
Oh, that's why it got delayed. Apparently the show got canceled.
I think my kids might have known that. We were avid DuckTale watchers, and then we stopped. It must be because there's no new shows.
I actually watched, when Disney Plus came out, the entire DuckTales, like the original.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on there?
Oh, it was at least, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it still is, but my kids were like, "Who's Darkwing Duck?" I'm like, "That's Darkwing Duck. Don't you know who that is?" Yeah, because the new.
I got way too excited seeing Launchpad.
I know.
On the cavalcade, well, like it wasn't cavalcade, but on the boats at. Way too excited.
Yeah, no, the new show was cute. The animation was slightly different, but it was cute. I definitely didn't have anything against the new DuckTales. I mean, it was different from the old, but it was cute. It's too bad that got canceled, actually. Yeah, I remember.
Me too, Mike.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, every time you say DuckTales, I want to go, woo.
Now, let's just be honest. Who didn't want to go slide down that money that Scrooge had?
Of course.
You did?
Who doesn't want to be Scrooge and have a money pit hill slide pool in their house?
I mean, also true.
Yes, the money bin is always but you keeping it safe from the Beagle Boys, it seems exhausting.
I just don't know why he doesn't have better locks, to be honest. I don't know why there's so many issues of people getting in, stealing his number one dime, getting into his.
Well, because he keeps the number one dime in his library.
We have changed subjects to now talking about DuckTales. Next month on Mermaid Nina Travels, we analyze DuckTales. Coming soon to a YouTube near you.
And his security system.
The show's just too good, but if you watch them back to back, the new with the old, there is differences. But anyway, Bridget told me something I wasn't quite aware of, but she said the Liberty Bell is coming back.
Yep, they're filling it right.
I would say they filled it the week I was there. It was really creepy because all of a sudden you looked and they're like, "There's no water," and then there's water, and now the track's gone, and now it was like, whoa, I know it rained, but it didn't rain that much. So
it just makes me wonder what all they did, because obviously they drained it and then you could see old track and they replaced track, but how did they know it needed a new track? Was the Liberty Bell like shaking?
I'm sure at some points you would probably feel if the track had come dislodged, and that type of thing. They also
Or were they like, okay, it's been 50 years. It's time to relay
That
the
could
track.
be as well, considering, I mean, you know how long you can gauge how long the steel is going to actually be good for. I'm trying to. My wife would be way better at doing this with the engineering background she has, but basically, you've got tests that know how long that steel is going to be within tolerance for, and after 50 years, yeah, it probably needed to.
I was just wondering if there was some sort of mishap that happened, and then they were like, "Ooh, better redo the track."
I would think it's similar to. I know, Nina, you've seen the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. They replaced one of the fences there. How did they? And that fence is underwater. How'd they know that fence needed to be replaced?
They had to drain it. They drained it. They said that they always drain it at X amount of time to check it, because then they checked it, realized it was fine, and then refilled it before guests showed up the next day. But they didn't actually do anything to it. They just kind of were like, "Oh, still good."
No, yeah, okay, yeah. You're talking about one that Josh Ladd narrated.
It was like the hippo paddock or something.
Yeah,
yes, the one that Josh got.
Do that with Rivers of America because it's so big. They can't just drain it every 3 months and shake the.
It's fine. Fill her back up.
Maybe a lot of steel was rotting really bad, but that's my question. Like, how did they know? Was it like seeping?
Well, the other thing is you put a diver down.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I forgot about the divers. Disney loves using divers.
I have my local dive shop. One of the guys actually went down and is a diver in Epcot, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Nope.
I forgot they use divers. They
use
a lot of divers
so
for the boat rides.
Now, granted, I'm not sure how visibility would be in that, but
also you gotta have equipment and
alligators,
piranhas.
Well, I'm more worried about the snakes and alligators, or the crocodiles.
The body of water in Florida, it probably has both.
Probably. One would think they do a morning check to make sure there's no gators.
I'm sure they do, especially after the situation.
Yes.
That we don't need to talk about. Blizzard
Moving
Beach.
to the next. Yes.
Blizzard Beach.
With no reservations, I heard.
And
I
had issues with this.
Yeah.
They must not think it's going to get booked solid, that they're not doing reservations.
That's a good question, because it's.
What do you guys think about this? I have my opinions about opening Blizzard Beach, and I don't know if they're shared. Would you guys go? Are you hey, in the middle of COVID, let's go to Blizzard Beach and take off our mask and play in a pool?
I would. I've been to Volcano Bay during this. However, we picked one of the slower days, and they have it set up where you don't wait in a normal line. You
because it's tapu.
And get you get a return time, and then you only have to wait like maybe 10 minutes in a line that's socially distant. Blizzard Beach doesn't have that. I mean, I would go purely just to see how they're doing it, but I don't know how safe I would feel.
I'll be honest. I was weirded out with my kids in the pool at the hotel. Kept thinking, stay in your corner. Am I just being weird? Does no one else care about this?
Well, I guess I would like to see the science of the transmission on a body of water. Is the virus able to be, transmitted on top of water, or what would it have to do? But we've never seen any of that type of science.
But also a body of water that's chlorinated.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'd love to see the science, but I don't think that's going to happen. So,
she brought up a good point. They did say pools were safe. Is it because chlorine kills the virus? In which case, why aren't we spraying ourselves down with chlorine and being absolutely ridiculous?
Wow.
You're
Just
not?
to go crazy. I know, I'm not. No. I need to start. Get out of
Well, they said
spritz.
alcohol kills it, so I've been drinking heavily for the last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just I guess it's something I'm not comfortable with yet. And as Mike says, I would need to see how they're doing that, because basically they want you to wear a mask the whole time except you're in the water. But what do you do with your mask when you're in line for a ride that is water?
Yeah, that's, if I'm going to go down a slide, what am I going to keep it in my pocket? And then
Because it's all going to get wet. So then you need 30 masks for a day of. I don't know if they close down the pools to clean. Because
yeah, I would say with the chlorine, if that's taking care of that, it's. Now he didn't suggest drinking it. That got completely twisted in the media.
Mask made out of suit material.
That sounds very breathable.
The next, the mouth kini.
It's just the kind of like the first thing I thought of is we're all being so careful in all these avenues. And dining, it doesn't bother me to take off my mask and dine, right? Because I wear it, I sit down at my table, I'm only with the people in my household. I wait till my food is there and we demask, we eat. But going to a water park where you're unmasked.
Now, with us in the pools that we've gone to, we're the only ones there. So now, granted, we're from the Midwest, and we'll still go in January. But
bless you.
It's, to me, I haven't ran into a ton of people of the water, so I can't say how I feel. So, Nina, when you were there with your family, were the resort pools, busy at all?
Well, we purposely picked the quiet pool. So we always stay deluxe, and the deluxe resorts tend to have like a busy active pool with the slide and the whole shebang. And then they usually have kind of a quiet pool. We purposely used the quiet pool. So at one point, my kids and my husband were the only people in the actual pool, even though there were people kind of, in lawn chairs ordering their cocktail of the day. But no, I wasn't worried in that nick of time, but I think I would be worried if it was busy. So when we stayed at Kidani back in, when was that? July, August? The Kidani pool was extremely busy. People were just walking around everywhere, getting in line for slides, walking all over that pool. I felt so unsafe. I quickly left. I didn't even get to finish filming it.
Well, if that's the case, I'm assuming they probably have kept, we'll kind of say, track of that. And the hole in the mask for
Here's something too. How are they going to clean the buses?
The same way they cleaned the other ones.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be the same thing.
Mike, I'm not sure if when you were there, if you went on the buses at all, but they have them pretty socially distant. I really like the way they do the buses at Disney. They ask you how many people are in your party, and then they give your party a number. So let's say there are 3 people in my party. They give me number 1, and they only sit my party in section number 1, which is plexiglass off. And then I think they clean them every couple hours.
It's every 2 hours, yeah.
Every 2 hours, yeah.
Speaking of plexiglass, have you guys seen or experienced, I guess I'm talking to Bridget, the new plexiglass or the shrouds, we'll say, on the monorail?
The what?
I'm going to call them shrouds, because it's not actually.
I forgot to mention that, the change to the monorail.
Yes.
So much has changed.
They have now in just certain cars, not the entire monorail, but certain cars have plexiglass, or they have barriers basically that they've divided it into 4 sections that you can sit in as long as you're a group of like 2. Now we had they're not big. The wife and I could basically sit there, and we were. Now I'm a big guy. If you haven't noticed on my videos, or even looking at me here, it's. I take up room. So the fact that my wife and I were kind of sitting here like this, and now I have a squirmy toddler on my lap, that was difficult, I will say. But they were really only using that at the very end of the night that we noticed. So
yeah, I was there. Oh, Bridget, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't think I've noticed that. The last thing I noticed on the monorail was that they had pulled down the plexiglass curtain because of the fire situation.
Yeah, there was a fire issue of running those to the very ceiling.
Let me say one thing. There was no fire, but it was a fire hazard.
Yes, it was a fire hazard. Yes. The fire marshal went, yeah, you got to make holes there.
Yeah. So when I was there in December, all they had was like a gray, brown, tan, whatever color that was, kind of pulled down vinyl screen, which had all these like gaps. And I remember thinking, I can just cough right in that gap.
Yeah.
And get the people behind me. So
if
now
we're first, I always choose the hard side.
Always.
So we do not sit on if we can avoid it, we don't sit on the divided side.
So now they've put in actual clear plastic dividers that kind of separate you.
Only on certain cars.
For now.
Yeah, for now. I hope they do. I hope they don't do it, to be honest. It's for strollers and everything else, it is not handy. Now, if they're going to do like half the train and the people without strollers and that kind of stuff and want to put those, hey, okay. But with a toddler, with a stroller, you can only have one stroller in that divided area. And that stroller, and we had people trying to rush me off. I've got to get my toddler back into my stroller and get him off of the monorail before anybody else can go. Or you have really nice people, and please see the sarcasm in that are trying to push past you while you're trying to do this with your toddler. Hey, I'm trying to move as fast as possible. I want to get off. My little man wants off, and I know you want off too. Pushing me doesn't work well.
I feel like at some point, and I love my Disney, that they're setting themselves up for way more people that are actually going to be there. I have heard from so many cast members, I've even heard from my upper aboves as a travel agent, that they expect Disney to be full on normal capacity and everything come this summer. And coming from someone who is booking trips for people, I don't see how that's remotely going to happen.
From what I see on, different groups that I'm on, mainly on Facebook.
That's so true.
Yes.
It is the perfect pandemic treatment.
One group, you're gone. For me on the Facebook, I've seen so many people since, I'll say June, before they were opening, that I'm not going unless I don't have a mask. They've already put the wording in that even if you have the vaccine, you still need a mask.
Yeah.
Disney had to come out with that. Actually, I didn't put it on my list of things to talk about, but they sent all the travel agents a big notice. And then of course, eventually the blogs hit it, but they basically reminded people, vaccine or not, you are 100% wearing a mask. The only thing they changed is they are now allowing the clear over your mouthpiece mask for people that needed that for whatever reason. But they are 100% saying, hey, we're masked. This is not changing. This is not changing for a while.
And to be honest, I've been there 4 times now since the mask thing. Are they annoying? Yes. Does it ruin my trip? No.
Bridget?
I was just gonna say, I was there yesterday. In the morning, there's a wind chill of 32. It kept my face nice and warm.
Hey.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Yeah. I have been saying this time and time again.
We're
had masks.
single digits this weekend.
I know. I think it's supposed to snow for us tomorrow.
Yeah,
I have said this time and time again. I wish we had masks 2 years ago because the Christmas trip that we had ruined because we all got the flu from other Disney guests. Had masks been a thing, my trip never would have been ruined. No one would have gotten the flu. Everyone would have kept their germs to themselves. So
my only minor inconvenience is that my sunglasses fog.
That is so annoying.
And I have noticed that as the temperature hits about 70, they no longer fog. Anything below 70, they fog.
If you're used to wearing a mask at home, it's no big deal. I think the bigger deal is for people who are areas that aren't enforcing the mask in public. Yes. However, are there still places that don't have to enforce it right now? I thought we were all masked all the time everywhere. Is that not a thing?
I know Indiana actually decided to not go with a mask, and then they quickly reinstated it again.
I don't know.
South Dakota, I don't think has a mask mandate.
Depending where you are.
Yeah, depending on
does.
Yes, Orlando does. But no. I'm talking South Dakota, I don't believe has a mask mandate.
Florida for some reason.
No, South Dakota.
Okay. So we're still allowing the states or areas within the states to decide. I guess it's hard for me because I'm coming from a state with a very aggressive governor who's like, you know what? Everyone mask up.
That's an understatement, but we won't go there.
No, we won't. But you know what? I've heard this. I have a friend who lives in Texas and she was saying the same thing.
Now I've heard different parts of Florida definitely, the Orlando bubble, everybody wears it, but outside of that, I've heard kind of wild, wild west, do what you want to. So I can't speak to that. I only go to the Disney bubble for the most part. So
yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I'm too busy trying to see what the CDC says about travel because that affects my business. I wasn't really thinking about what they're saying and how that affects the individual states, right?
I'm also surprised that Disney thinks that they're going to be at, full capacity by summer, considering how many places, and I know it was a recent change, but how many places are now not able to get to the U.S.? You got the EU, South Africa, I almost said South America, some South
I don't
America.
think South America or Central America can even.
No, anyone who comes here, the CDC, anyone who comes here needs to have a test and potentially could be forced to quarantine depending on what the CDC and the president agree to. But starting January 26th, anyone who comes here, even if you're from here and you return here, you have to have that negative test. And that's affecting a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to go through that. So I don't know why Disney. What, Bridget?
I'm just interested to see, what that means for the, spring break, for example.
Right. What are they going to do for the 50th anniversary? See, and that's
well, right now for the 50th, for October 1st, it's full.
Yeah.
Not if you're me.
I didn't get one.
So now I'm upset with that because I'm a pass holder. My pass doesn't renew until May.
That's why you book a trip with tickets so that you can get your park reservation. And then when you renew your annual, you remove the tickets.
We were going to do that, and now it's all full.
Yeah.
So
Except for me.
Except for you.
I'll just hack Nina's My Disney Experience app. It'll be fine.
I had a question about that, but maybe we shouldn't talk about it on the live.
Probably not.
But I wondered something, and I thought, is this a new hack that I just discovered that we'll discuss?
Like, no, not all the parks.
No, just Magic Kingdom. Just Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom is full.
Yeah. So I got my
current, the 35 or 40%. To our knowledge, they might be thinking they're going to be more open and have already sold out more. No one knows that except Disney.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's say Disney has this grand, crazy, awesome thing that they're going to do for the 50th. But we're still in COVID. So for them to do all these crazy, awesome things, how can they also be back to normal capacity? So it seems like they still would have to keep capacity low so that we can still do all these crazy, adventurous 50 celebration things.
One would think, especially, they still haven't brought back, parades. They haven't brought back all of the shows. Now, they did bring back, one.
And they're bringing back more.
Yeah. But you still haven't done fireworks. You still haven't done, there's a lot.
Well, that's my thing is they have been so hush hush about the 50th and everyone is going bazonkers about it. Like, park pass gone. What if Disney comes out and says, okay, well now due to social distancing, what we're going to do is have a really cool ice cream flavor, a brand new cupcake, and a fresh cavalcade. Happy 50th. Because they still have to socially distance.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, I'm hoping that they turn the castle into a cake again.
Well, they did file a permit. And here's the other thing is they just redid the castle's paint job. And then they came out and was like, we filed a permit for the castle. I'm like, you just gave her a paint job. What are you doing to her now?
They're giving her a base coat of pink.
Unless they do a Disneyland with a bunch of banners or something. But I'm like, what are they?
Was anyone there for the 45th? Was anyone else there for the 45th?
What was the 45th? I was probably there.
It was
5 years ago.
16, yeah. They went to drop the banner. It never dropped. So they went to drop it again. Only half of it dropped. Oh, no. So they reeled it back up and went to drop it, and the whole thing fell.
Magical.
True story.
Magical. How is this not I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
It is. I was not vlogging at that time, but I just remember sitting there and being like, "Oh, that ain't good."
No. I just hope a bunch of people aren't disappointed because they're hoping for this amazing 50th birthday that could have been planned pre-COVID, but now
Oh, yeah. Well, and they put in so many things in motion to have the 50th year. You had Tron, you had Guardians, you had Ratatouille. Well, Ratatouille was going to be open last year, but you had so many things. I mean, look at all of Epcot that is just in construction. That was all supposed to be done by the 50th.
And I thought that was supposed to be done for the 40th.
Oh, Epcot's 40th?
Yes, which will be 2022.
See, that's what I'm
could be right, but I thought they were trying to really go for the 50th of Magic Kingdom, but it could have been the 40th.
If depending on how they opened those items, it could have been within that year of the 50th.
Yeah. So they were gunning hard for. I mean. Yeah, it's a huge thing. I mean, look at all of the stuff that they would do for Disneyland. I was there. And you have a bigger park to do that in.
I know Disney's going to do what Disney can do, and I know they're going to try to be as amazing as they can per all the rules and regulations per COVID right now. I just feel like all these people, and I'm coming from a travel agent standpoint, fall is very much booked. There was a point where October 1st, all the value resorts and most of the moderates were solidly booked. People are trying to come for the 50th anniversary. And I just hope we don't get too many let down people, because Disney can only do what Disney can do under the situation, right?
I think people are going to get let down, unfortunately. I mean, yeah,
They're getting let down anyway, but
exactly. But to me, I am still going to try to go. I'm hoping that we can make it through and we can get there for the 50th, for October 1st. I would like to be there. And I don't care if they do anything out of the ordinary or not. I am this sappy, sentimental guy that I can just say I was there.
Well, I mean, that's why I got the pass. As soon as I heard the passes were running low, I went and got them, and stupid me forgot to get them for the rest of my family.
Solo trip.
Sorry, kids, not going.
So, just mama's going. And then after the fact, I heard some of the resorts were getting booked. So I quickly booked us, a 5-night stay, like a quick long weekend. So
sorry, kids. You're going to sit in the hotel. Mama's going to Magic Kingdom.
Well, I mean, they can go to Epcot. They can go anywhere else. But
hold on. There's something we're not talking about.
What?
The park passes are booked up, right? But if they extend capacity,
park hopping is a
thing.
Yeah, park hopping is a thing. So
if more is, they can't possibly they can't possibly do all these great things that people are imagining in their head, and also up capacity to the point where more people can get passes, right? So if capacity is at 35%, Disney might be able to do X, Y, and Z, right? Yep. But if Disney's like, you know what, we're going to be back to 100% by summer. It's going to be great. It's going to be hot. I'm not going to melt, whatever. But then for the 50th, they can't be like, nope, except for the 50th, because then we can't do X, Y, and Z celebration because there's too many people.
I just hope whatever they decide to do or not do, they release information early enough.
They got to tell us.
The guests can make the educated decision of, I'm going to cancel or I'm going to change, my park days. Like, I don't care if I'm there on the actual 1st if they don't care, and let people who do care actually be there.
Right. But I don't know. Is Epcot's anniversary also October 1st? That's what Mike's asking.
1982.
So
it opened.
I guess they can push people over to Epcot.
For their 39.
It's hard. I have people already booked for the 50th. They've been booked for a while now. So to be so hush hush, and I'm sure Disney's being quiet because they're hoping the vaccine works. And
well, so you had the vaccine, you had the changing of a president, which we don't know completely what. We knew what the last president was doing. The new president has said, we're going to do mask mandates. We're going to do other stuff. So we really don't know where that's going. So I'm sure their C-level people are going, we got to figure out what's going on before we announce anything.
Right.
I mean.
And honestly, thankfully, they didn't announce too much that was going to be happening with the 50th, earlier at like 23, whatever the last one was.
Yeah.
Like they didn't announce anything like, on the 50th, we're going to be doing this and this. They announced like lower level things. E-ticket things. No, A-ticket things. Went the wrong way.
They went with the rides, most of which aren't really happening, but I'm assuming to make people happy, they're going to have to bring back something that doesn't really work with their whole physically distanced frame of mind right now. So I'm just, I don't know. To switch gears a little bit, because we are getting close to our cutoff point here. They did announce a new show. Well, not a new show, an old show that we love is going to reopen, and it's going to be slightly new, or it's going to be different. What do we think about that, guys?
I'm so excited.
For those of you who don't know, we're talking about Festival of the Lion King over at Animal Kingdom.
Yes. I love that show. I've seen that show since it was originally in Pandora, pre-Pandora.
Oh dear.
Hello.
Hi, little man.
Hi, little man.
It's little man's bedtime, so it looks like, should we be wrapping this up? No? Well, I guess we can keep talking.
We're talking about Lion King, so join in.
Lion Kingdom. Yeah.
My husband said, and I don't remember reading this personally, he said what they're going to change about the show is they're going to remove the tumbling monkeys.
It wouldn't surprise me because I think the tumbling monkeys are, well, here's the thing. They're going to have to bring back non-equity performers because all the equity performers are in is it called a union?
Yep, they're on union.
But I thought Disney announced that they had signed, or they came to an agreement finally with the entertainment union to bring back.
A lot of them got laid off. I personally have friends who were equity performers and have been with the company for a long time, and they were in shows in the parks as well as at the resorts, and they were both off. So my thought is there are performers there that aren't equity performers. Is hello. So it's going to be up to those who, you don't have to be an equity performer to perform at Disney. So my guess is they're going to be bringing back all non-equity performers.
Right, but we don't know which ones. Do we know which ones are which? Because right now, if we talk about the show as it is or as it was, you had the puppets or the puppeteering, which could remain physically distant, right? And if they spread the four main kind of singers, talkers, entertainers, kind of spread them out, that can be physically distant, which they kind of did anyway.
Yeah.
Because they always had the one side, you're going to do the roar, you're going to do the elephant or whatever it was. But the tumbling monkeys,
and they used to climb each other. I could see them getting rid of the tumbling monkeys and then the bird scene.
And the bird scene, I just can't. That scene is my favorite. Makes me cry every single time. I love that dang bird scene.
I do too. I just don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I'm with Mike. I never saw it.
Daddy, get him, little man. Tell him.
The little man was a little young for it at that. Yes, you were. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah.
Tell me, Daddy, you could have seen it before me.
Yeah, but that was that time that I was ride. And to me, the Animal Kingdom was a half-day park at that point to me. So,
happy birthday, Jack.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So to me, if the show has no tumbling monkeys, which was a Timon scene, so Timon would come out. I actually have a short of it on my channel. Timon would come out, and him and the tumbling monkeys would do their thing, their floor show, and then it would end with the birds, and they're flying through the air, and it was so great. But if they take away that kind of central, what else are they going to do in there? Is it just going to be a bunch of singing, maybe?
Maybe that, or maybe they are going to, because they said it's going to be modified. So maybe they're going to be adding in more choreography, or they always have the I call him the Scar guy, but the fire dancer dude.
Right. I remember him. There was only one of him, so he could be on the floor by himself.
Because he lit the whole thing on fire and stuff.
I'm wondering if they're going to bring back inhuman, like, I don't know what to call them, hand puppeteers, kind of like what Nemo had.
Perhaps.
But socially distant puppeteers to fill that center floor show area.
Perhaps.
He's just playing with the microphone. He doesn't even care what we're saying. He's like, microphone.
He is entranced by something.
Yeah. Maybe there's flashing lights he's staring at.
Yeah.
No,
But
he's actually just staring at the screen with all of us. Whoa, buddy.
No data juice. No data juice.
No, that's just Dad's water.
Oh, data juice. Water.
Straight vodka. No.
Oh. Now it comes out.
Yes.
So it's just very interesting to me. Either way, I mean, I love the show, I love the movie, I love the music. So I'm not trying to diss it, but I am curious what the modification is going to entail.
I'm just excited that they have something else coming back to Animal Kingdom. And I'm going to bring this kind of, not full circle, but kind of around to things that were closed or are closing. And I'm happy to have one more thing opening back up at Animal Kingdom because Primeval Whirl is closed and has been closed. And there are permits that people are believing it's for demolition of the attraction. So that ride has been there and has had some troubled past. I won't get into that, but if it is being demolished, I'm interested. I'm happy that they have something they're bringing back to kind of replace it.
What?
For now? Well, Festival of the Lion King.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in that spot because that was on my list.
No, I just mean something else to do that,
Right. So when I was there, they were actually removing some of the Primal Whirl. Can never say that word. Some of the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, and people have seen them removing track, and then the permit came out, which people think is further demolition. So that area in Dino Land USA, we're talking about. Hey, Corey.
Hello. We're talking about Dino Land and Primeval Whirl.
So my curiosity is, so they get rid of Primal Whirl. There's nothing else really in that area except for the Triceratop, which is, Dumbo with dinosaurs. And then a few carnival games.
Hey, to be fair, it's Aladdin's carpet with dinosaurs.
I'm sorry.
Which is Dumbo with
you get to no, because Dumbo doesn't tilt.
There's only one seat.
He's right. He's being technical. It's Aladdin's flying carpet with dinosaurs.
Exactly.
But what are they going to do there? So the whole park, that area is called Dino Land USA. And I don't think the dig site isn't currently open, is it?
Nope, dig site is closed.
So with the dig site closed, Primal Whirl going, all you have is flying carpets with dinosaurs, carnival games, and the dinosaur. What could they be?
And Restaurantosaurus.
Which also could, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a huge backstory, but you have to really look into the backstory of Chester and Hester and all of that to really kind of understand what Dino Land really is.
Right, but they kind of got rid of that a while ago when they came out with Donald's Dino Bash, and then a bunch of Donald Duck characters were coming out dressed as dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Kind of replaced
Dale, yeah.
So now with another ride gone, Bridget and I were kind of talking. What did you, Bridget? You said what could go there?
I said either they could retheme it if they wanted to keep it dinosaur related, do it as the Good Dinosaur. I know that movie wasn't
a huge hit, but at least it makes sense, and it's Disney. Oh, did you freeze, Bridget? The other thing Bridget said was Zootopia. My thing is as much as I would love Zootopia, what does that have to do with dinosaurs? Or are they going to get rid of the dinosaur theme entirely, make it Zootopia, but then it's next door to the dinosaur, which I don't see them removing?
Yeah, well, I could see them removing it simply to do like Indiana Jones. Because I mean, you're looking at the same, not in Animal Kingdom, but that opens you up to Indiana Jones with that ride system at a different park, like maybe Hollywood Studios.
I don't get what you're saying. Are you saying they would actually pick up Dinosaur and relocate it?
That could be possible, or they would actually just make a new ride.
Because I know Indiana Jones is crazy popular. Most of the time it's breaking down. Lines are out the corner.
Well, it's
Is
the same
Dinosaur
ride
as
system.
popular?
What's that?
Is
I don't think
Dinosaur as popular as
I don't think so. I think you've got Indiana Jones. You have the allure of Indiana Jones. I think the ride itself is. I think it's a better. Hi, Bridget. I think it's a better ride story for Indiana Jones. But then again, I'm an Indiana Jones fan.
Well, right. So my kids love Dinosaur, but I think they love it for the thrill, not necessarily for the story. But I don't know how they could put Zootopia in there, but have it be next to Dinosaur.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're good. And your picture's a lot clearer now too. So it actually worked out.
Yeah, all of our Wi-Fi went down.
Oh
no.
Because unless they make it Zootopia and they change the name, they get rid of Dino Land USA, change it to Zootopia, and within Zootopia they have like a prehistoric area.
Yeah, I don't see Zootopia happening. If they were gonna do that, I would see it being at Conservation Station. But
yeah,
I just don't know another ball game.
If we retheme it to The Good Dinosaur, which I thought was a cute movie, it just, you're right, it didn't have the impact as some of the others.
Hey guys, I've got to jump off. We have a toddler emergency.
Oh dear.
All right, I will exit for you and remind people to sub and watch your videos.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Man. Send you email. Awesome. I'll look forward to that. Let me know if you still need my email address, Jack. Well, that's the thing. They would have to recreate a whole ride around Zootopia. They would probably have to get rid of the Triceratops. They would probably have to get rid of the carnival game and make it a whole immersive Zootopia land. Yeah. Which could be rather cool.
I was talking to a friend about this. If they're going to do this and they're going to do it right, what they need to do is keep Conservation Station there, build a new land back behind like Asia, and have two different trains. Have one train that takes you to Conservation Station, and then another train that's themed to the train, like in Zootopia, and that takes you to Zootopia.
Interesting. I love watching the I agree.
Me too.
I just put up a video on Animal Kingdom where I actually show you some of the animal stars from the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. And while we were in Conservation Station, we actually saw a turtle getting a very invasive medical exam. And I filmed the whole thing. Parts of it up are on my video, but I agree. I love the Conservation Station area. Yes, you love that idea. You love what idea? Bridget's idea with the train? See, either way, they have to put something in there, right? You're going to get rid of Primeval, and all you have left is Dumbo with dinosaurs and carnival games. They're going to have to put something there. But are they just going to fill the space, or are they going to do like a whole immersive
land?
Right, which frankly, it's Animal Kingdom. They kind of need it, especially with all the people going to Pandora. They kind of need something
to pull them
to go.
Because then you have something in all four directions in that park. So if you come in and go to the immediate left, you have Pandora. If you come in and go to the top left-hand corner, you got Kilimanjaro Safari. You've got Asia in the top right, and then you would have something big down in the bottom right.
Right. No, I like the idea of it. I don't like the idea of it happening right now. I feel like there's so much construction and things going on and things shutting down and not enough reopening that I feel like they could wait a minute. But I do like the idea.
One thing we should note is that Primeval World never reopened with the park
for a while.
Yeah, it's been gone. It's been down since like I think before they closed, actually.
Yeah. I feel like it's always had a little bit of an issue. I just don't know how many people are, if you're going to go on Dinosaur, then you're just like quickly running through Dino, Land USA. You do Dinosaur and you quickly head back. There aren't like people chilling in Dino Land USA. And there could be if there was something keeping them there.
Like for me, I don't even go to that area because I don't like the dinosaur attraction.
Well, you don't like dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't like dinosaurs. Fun fact.
That's also, brings up a whole nother thing because Universal is really up doing their Jurassic Park area, whole new brand new coaster, totally crazy. Is Disney going to try to compete and do a dino something? Or are they going to say, you know what, let's let Universal have it. They can be the dino people. Let's do something else.
From what I understand, from what I've read, their Jurassic Park coaster was supposed to compete with Tron.
Which, of course, is
NBD. Or delayed till further notice.
To be determined. To be announced.
TBD. There we go.
So I don't know. I find it very interesting.
I have to think like Josh D'Amaro and Jeff Vale. I'm not sure how you say his name, the president of Walt Disney World. I have to think that both of them are like, we don't know what's happening now. Like, Imagineering's doing it. Like, I mean, obviously they do know, but yeah.
Right. That's the whole thing. But my thing is, I kind of feel like they're doing too much at once at one time. And maybe they're thinking, you know what, capacity's down. This is the time to do it. I'm over here thinking capacity is down. Let's not do it so we can raise capacity.
The only thing I would think that they would be smart to do it on is things that are already closed, like Primeval World. It wasn't open when they reopened.
If they whatever they do in the Primal World area, they're going to have to shut down the other things. They're going to have to shut down Triceratops and the carnival games, which then leads you to, why would you go there? Not to Animal Kingdom. Why would you go to Dino Land USA?
Yeah. To get to Expedition Everest.
So at that point, you might as well just gut the whole dang thing and come out with a whole new immersive land. But I'm just like, why now? With Epcot halfway not open, or lots of construction in Epcot. You've got Tron kind of not really doing anything right now. I don't know. That's what I think.
People in the chat, what would you like to see Dino Land replaced with, or Primeval World replaced with?
Yeah, good question.
And then, was there any other topics we wanted to hit on?
Just the Disneyland AP, but I mean, we're kind of so into Disney World right now that. Yeah. So one of the things they did announce, which I'm pretty excited about. That's what we're saying. I think Zootopia would be amazing. But you've got Dinosaur the ride, not Dinosaur the land. Dinosaur the ride is sitting there. So to completely gut and remove that too would be to get rid of too many things. They would need a family. I think they need to do what like Pandora did. They need like an excellent family oriented something that everyone can ride, including grandma.
They could do like a Mickey and Minnie.
Or that. They need a real and family friendly something.
Yeah. They need multiple. And I would say more than two, because I remember going into Pandora for the AP preview and being like, this is it? Two things? What?
Especially when not everything was done at one point. At one of the previews, not everything was out yet. But Pandora to me is more visual than it is let's ride a bunch of rides.
Same.
Eventually, they are going to have to get to the point where they realize that people want the rides with the visual.
Yep.
But rides take up a ton of space. I don't know if anyone's ever watched the Imagineering stories. Those rides take up a ton of space that you don't really see because it's hidden by all the details.
What's crazy, most people don't realize, and this is a little fun fact, those rides are in the same building.
Right. What rides? You talking about Pandora and
Flight of Passage and
can't even think it. Navi River Journey.
yes, they're in the same building.
Yeah, which is odd because there's totally like
there's a divide.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you watch the Imagineering shows, you actually kind of get an insight into how big these things are. And so that's the kind of space that they need. And they're obviously not going to put anything too close to the animals. And they're not going to put out anything that's going to be too loud outside for the animals to get disruptive.
So another fun fact, because apparently I'm full of them tonight. I was talking to a cast member last time I was at Animal Kingdom, and they were telling me that not the most recent version of the Star Wars fireworks that they did at Hollywood Studios, but the set before it, they actually found out that it was causing distress to the animals, and that's why they changed it.
Hollywood was affecting Animal Kingdom?
Yes.
Wow.
If that shows how big their fireworks displays are.
You know what? And that's another thing that's always bothered me. Why do we have Africa and Asia and Dino Land? Why is it not another country, continent?
I would love to see Australia added. Especially like, because they have the kangaroos by Discovery Island. They could move them over into an Australia area. The big thing is that they would have to theme a ride around Australia. And I don't know folklore very well, and maybe Australia has a ton of folklore, but I wouldn't assume.
But it would have to be something popular that people are going to flock to, whatever it is. It has to be something that's a little bit more well-known that everyone's like, oh, yeah.
Well, maybe not, because you got to remember Expedition Everest, that's not based on any IP.
No, but Matterhorn bobsleds, meet Crazy Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
The mysterious mystery of Bigfoot and the Yeti are kind of a thing.
Well, that's why I mentioned folklore. And like I said, I don't know Australian folklore very well, but
it'd be interesting, but I do feel like whatever they put there, it either needs to be dinosaurs because dinosaur currently is there, or are they going to get rid of dinosaurs? Or are they going to retheme it? Or Nick was talking about Indiana Jones, which wouldn't make sense there, but it is the same
ride system.
Yeah. Well, that is true.
That is. I forgot about it.
I don't know. I'm sure Disney knows, or they think they know. We're just trying to interpret what we think Disney knows.
We're trying to read their minds.
We're sending our our rays to them. Oh, I did not see this, Mike.
Ooh, that would be cool.
People love their Soarin'. I'm one of them, so I'm not gonna diss that. What? I need to get a map. If they don't bring back Finding Nemo, the musical.
I know what you mean.
How close is that to Dinoland USA where they could kind of take that space?
Very close.
Oh, good night, Jack.
Good night.
Wait, that's not that one. Hold on.
Good night, Jack.
We're talking way too long. We need to hang up. I don't know why this show is lasting so long now. Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point too. It's too close to Pandora because Pandora, as I always say, is Soarin' on steroids.
Motorbikes.
Yeah. left. I came back so I could get this.
It's very close. I don't know how long you've been going to Animal Kingdom for, Nina. I assume long enough. Do you remember when they used to do Tarzan Rocks on that stage?
Ooh. Yes.
With the rollerblades? Anybody in the chat, did anyone else see that show that they used to do? This was a long time ago. They had guys on rollerblades and...
So this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably not. This is Dino Land USA right here. This little building right here where my finger is the Nemo musical theater. So Dino Land, Nemo.
Very close.
They could technically, not that they wouldn't want to rip out a theater, but ooh, I just got blurry. They could technically use that theater space and do a Soarin' or something. I mean, they have the space.
Or they could just do a new show. Not that I want them to get rid of Finding Nemo. Well,
here's the thing is back when there were fast passes and back when pre-COVID, Finding Nemo wasn't really running out of passes. So not that I didn't love the show, I absolutely loved the show, but I don't know if it had a huge draw to it. I mean, it got to the point where no one was going to Festival of the Lion King too. Yeah. So as much as I love the show concept, and I'm not dissing that, I love those type of shows. I wonder if it's why I put in another one.
I could see them get rid of it. I could see them getting rid of it. Mike, yes. Yes. And have Giselle Giselle do the whole performance. So they used to have a Jungle Book show also on that stage, Hannah. I can't see them doing a Lion King ride over there because it would be so far from Africa, and they already have a Lion King. And Jungle Book and Dino Land USA possibly, but they've done two different Dino Land. They've done two different Jungle Book shows. One used to be on the theater where Finding Nemo was prior to Tarzan Rocks. And then they did one while they were getting ready to do Rivers of Light, I believe. And that also didn't do super well.
See, I feel like they have so many options, but the point always comes back to dinosaur still sits there. So how are you going to merge any of these great ideas, Pocahontas, Jungle Book, Zootopia, whatever, and have it fit next to dinosaur? Which frankly, having just been there and I kind of filmed the whole thing, there's a lot of extra space that kind of leads you to dinosaur that they could do something.
It's really pretty back there.
It is. And they even have the badge, I can't think of it. The badge, the
Wilderness Explorers.
They have the Wilderness Explorers. They have a one of the booths back there, which is pretty great, but it's a bunch of unused land that's just kind of like a dinosaur here and a dinosaur there. They could, but whatever they do is either got to fit with the dinosaur theme or they got to remake a dinosaur. You know, Mike?
I keep trying. I never get a call back.
I have many of the qualifications, and I mean degree-wise, but yet, it is pretty back there. I agree. Oh, but what does that have to do with dinosaurs? But up would be great, and that kind of goes with the whole jungle kind of thing. I don't know. I do love my up. Went through time. Like an evolution, you know, and Walt loved dinosaurs. I mean, he constructed all that dinosaur scenery that was in Disneyland that they now put in the new, when they revamped the train, they put some of his dinosaur set pieces in there. Walt loved the concept of the dinosaurs and how we came from that. Right. And frankly, I feel like the Wilderness Explorers thing is kind of like
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom.
Sorcerers, yeah, it's something that you kind of see, but people just walk right past it. I mean, you see a few kids kind of stopping, but if they built a land and they made the Wilderness Explorers kind of more predominant, or they advertised it more.
I have my thing. I never finished it actually, but
I told the kids the next time we go that because this past trip, if you guys have seen the videos, we concentrated on trying to find the animal stars that are actually in the TV show Disney's Magic at Animal Kingdom. So the next time we go, I told the kids we're going to finally complete Wilderness Explorers, because we've always tried. We've always gotten so close. We've never, because we get distracted and we go play in the pool and we forget. But anyway.
Yeah, that's a hard, trying to figure out what goes there, or
what are you talking about? What goes where?
That's a hard thing to figure out what goes there. And if you do get rid of Dinosaur, I know people love that ride. I am not one, but I know it is well loved. And if you do get rid of it, what do you replace it with, or what do you re-theme it to?
It's very confusing. So I'm looking at the map right now, and they've got Africa and Asia, okay, Discovery Island, Oasis, and Dino Land.
And Avatar.
Pandora, right? This is an old map. Why does it not say, oh, sorry, no, it's not an old map. I just got this map. It says Pandora right here. None of it really goes together at all. But whatever they do, whatever they want to call it, they either got to revamp Dinosaur or it's got to match Dinosaur somehow, because they can't have this whole little city and then Dinosaur in the corner.
Unless they did a new entrance to Dinosaur.
Its own entrance. Just Dinosaur and then go away.
Well, like, because they have the alligator over there. So you would, like, if you wanted to go to Dinosaur, go that way. Kind of like Haunted Mansion, how it's off by itself.
Right.
Yep.
Except I don't know if they can really put too many rides near the animals. Because the whole point is they're trying to keep the animals kind of, safe, which is great. You're right. Dinosaur is kind of back in the corner. They could give it its own entrance. I don't know. They need to do something. I also think they only had like a few piddly dinosaurs out there. They either need to put a whole bunch of dinosaurs in there and make it a really interactive queue.
Do it like a dinosaur garden.
Right. Or like when the dinosaur exhibit would come to the zoo once a year, and it was like we would pay extra money to walk through a bunch of dinosaurs with smog and fog and noises. And the kids loved it, Or Rescuers Down Under.
Or Rescuers Down Under.
I'm sure Disney is not thinking about this at all, but to go with the whole adventure spin of it all, why doesn't Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers go on adventures in different areas and then they end at the dinosaurs? I don't know.
This is why they're paid the big bucks.
I know, this is why. How do you get over to Dino Land?
I think Mike means, like, if you did separate it out, how would you get people wanting to go over to just do Dinosaur?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would have to do like a dinosaur garden or something. Make Dino Land, you would say, smaller, but
yeah, because my Dinosaur, at least within people, it's my mom's favorite attraction. Every time I tell her I'm there, I'm just like, nope, not gonna do it. She's like, please, and I'm like, nope. So
no, it's very interesting, but they can't keep getting rid of rides and keep refurbishing without bringing something else, because the people are going to stop going if there's only 3 rides in a park.
Yeah.
Not saying that's what's happening, but I mean, I
Type
hope
of-
that they're cautious of that. But all right, guys, we have been on for almost 2 hours, which is crazy. I appreciate everyone who commented. We got so many comments tonight, which kept us going. I think that's why we kept talking for so long. So
we love the conversation, guys.
Yeah, we love that. We have these lists of things we're going to talk about, but what we really want to do is talk with you guys. So when you guys change the subject and bring up something, that's what we love. That's what gets us all excited. So thanks for that, guys. But yeah, so we moved these lives to being once a month, the first Wednesday of every month. While the lives are not happening, I'm going to try to put out a Wednesday night kind of tip video. So hopefully you guys are staying tuned to that. I did one on hoppers. I did one on the Magical Express, and I did one on Disney vacation packages. Make sure you check out Bridget's channel because
I live in Orlando.
Yeah, she has the unique experience. Not that it's that unique, but she has the experience that's different from, say, me, because she lives there. So she's got the up to be.
I was at Epcot yesterday.
Right. So she's got Festival of the Arts in there. As soon as Ratatouille opens, she's going to be there. All those great things. So make sure you check out Bridget's channel. And then Nick, who had to leave with little one, check out his channel as well. He will be doing some things that I don't want to announce because that's for him to announce. But he's going to be doing some new things and have some very interesting videos eventually, especially if you want to do beyond Disney travel kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, no, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can you do a Disney Springs video? I actually have one up, but we are headed back to the parks soonish. What at Disney Springs do you want to see? To me, it's just kind of a bunch of shopping and the same eating. And even though Bridget actually did a holiday video when the holiday stuff kind of came out, but what at Disney Springs do you want to see? Otherwise, I do have one up with dining, the kind of the same dining my family always does. And then, of course, we stop over to the Lego store and stop over to World of Disney. But yeah, let me know, Mike, what at Disney Springs you want us to see. Bridget might already have it. Bridget might do it, or I'll be there soon enough. So
I'll just say the new donut shop at Disney Springs.
Yes,
there's a video live on my channel. I'll give you a little spoiler. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what's up on my channel. It's our go-to restaurants that we go to for food allergies, including Blaze Pizza and Aaron McKenna's. I know Blaze is a chain, but Blaze does food allergies extremely well at Disney Springs, and we continue to go there. I don't think they do.
Everglades is only at Disney Springs. That is the only location on. I have a video coming up about Gideon's as well. Everglades is the only locations at Disney Springs, and I was talking to them when I was there, and they were telling me how their bakers get into the building right around 2:30 to 3 a.m. to start baking the donuts fresh every day.
Love it. Love it. I not secret, I guess. Side note, I used to bake bagels at a very popular chain bagel bakery before school in high school. And I would get up and proof the bagels and make the first round of bagels for the bagel shop and then head off to high school. Did it
start with an E?
It did start with a B.
Oh, we're not thinking the same one then.
I don't think so. They might only be in my area. Ooh.
I haven't had either of those. My favorite was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. And I can only have the one flavor, which is the one and only vegan donut.
The ube.
Yeah, which I hope to try. But yeah, Mike, there is a Disney Springs video actually up on my channel right now already. I'm sure if you just search Disney Springs, you'll find it. Otherwise, you can send me a note later and I will link it to you.
And also, Mike, I don't know if you know this, you can search on anybody's channel on YouTube, like on their actual page. So you don't have to go to the main search and go through the interwebs of YouTube to try to find it. If you go to any of our channels or anyone's channel that you're looking for something on and click the little search up in the right hand corner of the bar, you can search on their page, and I will definitely try those. They were on my list, but the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one, that one hit the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and either one of our channels, like you could probably go to hers and just search donuts and you'll probably find what she's talking about. If you go to mine and you type in Disney Springs, I also have a playlist that is exclusively vegan/food allergies. So any of my videos that feature any form of eating are also in that playlist, because no matter where I eat and where I go, it's going to be vegan and it's going to be food allergy safe. That's just how I have to roll, and it is what it is. So, but anyway, guys, 2 hours later, and I got hair in my mouth, which is pretty awesome. We're going to say goodnight. So thanks for following. Please be sure to like this video, comment as you guys have. Please subscribe to all of our channels. We totally appreciate it. And yeah, so we'll catch you next month. Otherwise, please keep up with our channels, because like I said, Bridget being local is going to have all this up-to-date new kind of stuff. And me, I'm going to put out those tips and tricks that you guys know that I'm good for. So,
and
yeah.
If you have questions or things that you want me specifically to look into for you, if you go to any of my videos on my channel and you type it into the comments, I see them all and I can look into that for you. Same thing. I know Nina's a travel agent, so she has that inside look in when it comes to planning sorts of things. So definitely reach out to her.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a beep from a client. I just booked her a trip. She just responded with, "Yay, I'm going to Disney." Yes, she is. Anyway, I keep diverting. But yeah, we read our comments, guys. We know who comments. We love the likes. Just ask us. We just might make a video on what you suggest. So before this lingers on too much longer, Bridget, how do you want to close out?
You want to just do our normal exits?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can turn it from red to gray. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. And this is Bridget's Buzz.
All right, guys. Thanks again for all the love tonight, all the comments, and yeah, good things. So mahalo for watching, guys. Nina out.